Welcome in Monday Fun Day here. It is 13th of July. It is the best betting show ever, as we've got a little bit of a reprieve here because, well, Major League Baseball's got the Home Run Derby tonight. It's got the All-Star Game tomorrow. They will resume, I think, one game on Thursday. Then on Friday, the second half of the season will kick in. And, of course, we do have couple of pretty important soccer matches coming up. Either which way, we never sleep here at the best betting show ever, which is why Carm Bianco is here. I am here with you. No reason, Carm, to take a day off here when there's opportunities on the board to bet, and there is no better place to start than how in the hell we got to this semifinal in the World Cup. How was the weekend, my man, and what did you think about that? Yeah, another. They just can't help themselves, Argentina, can they, Carm? They just can't help themselves. God. Unreal. And I don't even blame them, but FIFA, like, you're not doing yourself any. The whole world already thinks the fix is in, and then that happens on what, Saturday? That was crazy.
Yeah, it's like he's not even looking at VAR. It is like at the bottom of the screen. He's looking at the monitor, so that's all we see. But at the bottom of the screen, he's logged into his account to see if the bank wire has come through. And you just see all the digits move across the screen like those movies where they just automatically transfer $30 billion to another guy's account, and that's it. It saves the world or whatever. But, yeah, listen, I talked a lot, and I recorded videos on it that I thought Switzerland would get the best of Argentina. And for much of that game, they did. Argentina obviously got off to that 1-0 lead, but it was all Switzerland after that. They took it to them in the second, for the second half of the first half, the last 20 minutes or so. And then the second half was all Switzerland. Obviously, they evened that game up at 1-1. They were the better team. They had most of the possession. They had Argentina on their heels. And then obviously the second yellow card to Briambolo. And Joe, as I explained to you earlier, and for those who are watching, the call was right. But here's the thing is the World Cup this year has a few new rules on it. We talked about like the red card. If there's a confrontation and put your hand over your mouth, we've seen a couple of people get red cards because of that. In confrontational things, they don't want you covering your mouth. Because the whole racism stuff that goes on. But another rule that they put in was mistaken identity. Mistaken identity was meant in this tournament to be if a player from, let's say, Argentina gets a yellow card or a red card, but VAR feels that it was a different Argentina player that should have been given the red or yellow card. So mistaken identity on the same team. That's what the spirit of the rule was, but it was applied differently in this case. Paredes was given a yellow card for what looked like, in the referee's eyes, a tackle. That's mistake number one. Giving the card. He could have just blown the play dead, given a free kick, and VAR does not interfere with this game. The minute he gave Paredes the yellow card, VAR has to interfere. Because in the replays, you see he actually didn't make any contact. Briambolo thought he was going to get contacted and went to the ground trying to draw a foul. And so they removed the card from Paredes and they gave it to Briambolo for diving simulation, which is his second yellow card and an automatic red card, and he's out of the game. It was applied correctly, but that was never why the rule was initially put in place for this 2026 World Cup. So that's the ambiguity of it, that it did not make sense. And what it eventually did was it gave Switzerland no chance to win this game when they had Argentina on the ropes. They held on for the last 15 minutes of regulation time, the first 15 minutes of extra time, hoping to get through another 15 minutes to get to penalty kicks, and then beat them like they did with Colombia, but that just didn't happen. So a lot of people are pissed off about the rule. It was applied correctly, but not in the manner in which FIFA originally put this rule in place. Mistaken identity for the same team and not on a play. So
Listen, it's always seems to follow these controversies, Argentina for some reason. But hey, the reality is the Final Four are set here, Carm. The semifinals are set. We storyline still galore there. We did see some guys get shut out, though, in the quarterfinal matches. Harry Kane did not play a big part in what happened in that game with England against Norway. Erling Haaland didn't play a big part, although, maybe the punch to the chest and getting that goal waved off might have played a big role, but certainly not offensively. Bellingham was huge for England. So my question is, though, when you look at this, and we'll talk more about these as we go along, are these the four best teams, Carm? Forget the tournament. In your mind, were these the four best teams left standing here of the 100 that we had played, of these 100 matches, you think?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think any team were unfortunate not to make it. You could really make a case for Switzerland. You can make a case for Holland. Norway. I'm thinking Holland because I'm thinking of Erling Haaland. That goal that was taken away from Norway in that one. You know what I mean? Like you're essentially, again, you're penalizing a big guy for being big. You know what I mean? He put his hands on the guy to move him a little bit, but the guy, as soon as these players are taught, the defensive players, Joe, are taught in the box on corner kicks, if you feel a person's hands pushing you in the back, just fall forward and flop. And a good official is going to blow the whistle and call the play dead. And they scored on it, so that made it even worse. So if you're a Norway fan, you have absolute reason to be upset in that one. So, you know what I mean? If Norway had beaten England, I would say the right team is here as well, too, with Norway. So that was a game that eventually came down to a coin flip. England got it done, but Norway could have easily been here as well, too. And then Switzerland, minus the red card, if there's no red card, Switzerland, I think, goes on and wins that game.
On whole, I would say maybe England has been the most unimpressive team outside of their two big stars, right? Which, again, in tournaments like this, your stars have to show up. I mean, between Harry Kane and Bellingham, the only reason England is here is because of those two guys. But they have been they're never nowhere to be found in the first half of all their matches. I mean, they have been the least impressive. Spain has looked the part at times. I don't think there's any doubt that France looks like the team that has been the most consistent, the most dominant. But I would put them 1 through 4. Call me crazy. I think it's 1 France, 2 Argentina, 3 Spain, and 4 England, at least from what we've seen throughout the World Cup at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to. I think France is the most complete team in this tournament. Nobody's given them a problem, and even the one game in which they won by, I think, a single goal, which was a game against Paraguay. Paraguay never crossed midfield. Essentially, they never crossed midfield. They just parked 10 guys in their own box and said, try and get through us for 90 minutes plus another 30 minutes. We're going to take this game to penalty kicks and try and beat you there. And eventually, it was a penalty to Kylian Mbappe, and they win it in regulation, that 1-0. But that had nothing to do with France not being able to score. It's just the setup of the game didn't give France the opportunities. But they're the most complete team here.
I agree.
Spain, I think Spain was, as far as like complete teams, probably second to France. The problem with the Spain one is, other than beating Saudi Arabia 4-0 in the group stages and beating Austria 3-0 in the knockout stages, they've been living on the edge in all of their games. Obviously, they started in a 0-0 draw against Cape Verde. Then you look at their game against Portugal in the knockout stages, 90th minute goal by super sub Gonzalo Ramos after Ronaldo came out here in or they win that game. Then you look at and their last game against Belgium. It wasn't as easy for them, winning 2-1 in that game and scoring in the 92nd minute against Belgium, I think, to win that game. a game that was heading to extra time.
Yep.
So it is one of those ones, and Belgium had opportunities to take a 2-1 lead late with Doku a couple of times, but he put it into the side netting instead of into the net. But yeah, I get it where you're coming from. The thing with England is Joe is with their manager Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
His
Style.
His style is so like methodical. It is like not the most exciting football, but they very rarely make errors. And that is where, and he's very good at setting up matchups to take advantage of the weaknesses of other teams.
Yep.
We'll see if he can do that against Argentina, but they don't win pretty. But at the end of the day, Joe, it is like any bet that you make. You don't need them to win pretty. You just need them to win.
That's it. That's all you need at the end of the day. Yeah, that's actually good. It doesn't have to be pretty, and it has not been for England to this particular point. All right, so we got more on the semifinals coming up here. We're going to take a look at a couple of those predictive markets that we talked about last week for you. Hopefully, you've been paying attention and you were able to jump in on some of those. We'll go over the numbers. We got a home run derby tonight. We got an all-star game. We got summer league. Got all that fun stuff now to fill the time while we get ready for it. But in the meantime, Carm, we do have a parlay of the day here. So no matter where you look on the board, obviously a couple of games coming up tomorrow and Wednesday before the final on Sunday. I'm wondering if maybe a yellow card or penalty kick prop is coming from you for this parlay of the day. Which one of these semifinal games do you like more that you'd throw out there, though?
Yeah, because they don't start until Tuesday. If we needed a parlay of the day for today, and I'm not sure if you have a play for today, I would have gone with Jordan Walker to win the home run derby tonight, plus 800.
Love it. I love that. All right, if you're going to go that route, you can go that route. I am going to go the Atlanta Hawks in the NBA Summer League. I think the Hawks have shown they might just be the best team in Vegas right now. They take on the Celtics, who just played again yesterday. Both these teams, by the way, I believe are already qualified to move on there to the knockout round there in Vegas. So there you go. You are going to go. That's actually a pretty good price there with Walker tonight. So not a bad way to look there. I'll take the Hawks, and there you go. You got yourself a 2-team parlay of the day. Let's take a look here, Carm, at some of these predictive markets here that we've been talking about. And one of them you brought up last week. Let's see where we're at. And that, of course, was the Best Young Player Award. And if we're looking at some of these numbers now here, Carm, I mean, Yamal's still right up there. But, you were talking about the kid from France, too, and thought he had a pretty good shot here.
Yeah, nothing, my opinion hasn't changed. Like when I look at this one, it comes down to, Joe, if it's a popularity contest, they're likely going to want to give it to Lamine Yamal. Obviously, with France playing Spain, maybe that helps out a little bit in the sense of if you like France to beat Spain, then you're going to get Desiree Doué in the semifinals, and you're going to get him in the finals. Whereas with Lamine Yamal, if Spain are eliminated, I'm not even sure that he would play the third place game. Because I still think to a certain point, he's not 100% in this tournament. He wasn't 100% coming into the tournament. He missed the last, I think, 9 or 10 games for Barcelona. He came into this tournament. Their first game against Cape Verde, he didn't play for the first 75 minutes of that game, came in for the last 15 minutes of that game, and really wasn't a factor even in that 15 to 20 minutes with the injury time against them in that 0-0 draw. And he hasn't been the beast that he's been in. He's got like 1 goal, no assists in this tournament, I believe. And he hasn't been the guy. They shut him down last time out. Did Belgium? Trossard, who plays for Arsenal, did an absolutely phenomenal job of literally just shutting him down on the right wing. He couldn't get anything going from there. That wasn't his best game, and we haven't seen the best from him yet. And yet he's 45. on the predictive markets.
Yep.
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Or 44 on the markets. I think the better bet here is Desiree Douay. You know what I mean? At
26. Jeez.
at books, at like our screen books, you can find them at at the good books. Obviously, you can find Desiree Douay about plus 275. And the predictive markets, he's at 26%, and I think that's a good price on him.
Yep.
So I'm still sticking with Desiree Douay in this one because I believe him and his speed will be a big factor in this one against a Spain team who's going to have some possession. France will sit back, and then the counterattacks, and Douay will be a big part of it, going up that wing, getting it to Ousmane Dembele, getting it to Kylian Mbappe, getting it to anyone on that front line is going to make a huge difference for them. So we could see a very good game from him. And if he wins the battle of the two of them, Joe, he cashed that ticket at 26.
Yeah, I kind of like that, Carm. I liked it last week when you brought it up. I just think he's got a really good shot at a really good price here and the best thing is they play one another. One of them's going to have an extra game, and I don't think it's going to be Spain. But we did have another one too. We talked about on Thursday and Friday, Carm. And let's be honest, you're already cashing out with a profit if you would have listened to us there. We talked about Messi versus Mbappe just head to head on tournament goals. And this line was flipped, 72 hours ago, Carm. Messi was around 47 cents, and Mbappe was about 36, 37. And we said, well, before these games go off, you may want to jump on Mbappe to finish with more goals than Messi. And sure enough, well, he's up by one now, right? And he's nearly 50 cents, Carm, from the 37 cents that we told folks about. The tie is also interesting here at 24 now, but do we think Messi is scoring? Does he have one more in him here? And I don't know. I'm not of the belief that Argentina's making it back to the final, so I think this is the last shot here for him.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, starting with Argentina first and Messi, this isn't the best version of Argentina that we've seen, and it's one of the ones where you look at it, and they were at their prime in 2022 when they won, and they won that one in penalty kicks against France in Qatar. But some of these players, their back line isn't the same as it was in 2022. And this is why we're seeing teams like Egypt score a couple against them. Cape Verde scored a couple against them. The Swiss were on their way to scoring at least a couple against them in the 3 knockout stages games that they've played. And they kept Messi pretty much bottled up in that game. So you may only get one more game out of Lionel Messi unless his ego makes him want to play in that third place game if they lose to England. So he can score some goals. But this is all on Kylian Mbappe. You told people, and I'm going to give you credit. You told people it was like 38 or 37.
Yeah.
You said on Monday, Mbappe will be 11 cents better.
Exactly correct.
And he is at 49.
Yep, and exactly what he is right now. And and that's the options now. Like I said, it's all about giving yourselves options. You can cash out. You can reinvest it somewhere else. Even at 50 cents right now, Carl, which is likely where he's going to be heading. I mean, it's minus 110. You can still jump in and make it a profitable opportunity. So, but holding a 37-cent ticket right now, you got to feel pretty good here. You've got some options before either of these two actually have to play tomorrow and Wednesday there. That is what the predictive markets are all about. All right, Carm, talk to me here. It is time for a little business because, well, we got 2 games coming up plus a final, 3 more World Cup matches. Talk to us. What are you planning on doing for the folks on your page over at WagerTalk.com?
Yeah, so a couple things because we're running really good, obviously, in the World Cup. I have the Tuesday and Wednesday plays up. Normally, the Tuesday plays are $5 customer appreciation day at WagerTalk, and they only go up on Tuesdays. But our great staff at the office says you can load your play and make it the $2 play the $5 play and get it up now. So you don't have to wait till Tuesday to pick it up. You can pick, if you haven't already picked it up on a Saturday or Sunday, you can pick it up now. It's only $5, and that is the France and Spain game. And then I have a 5% play on the Wednesday game between England and Argentina. So you can also grab that over at WagerTalk on my page. And then inside there's a great promo, guys, and I'll mention that real quick. A full year of soccer, $149 off with the code BB149, BB149, kind of like Best Bet 149. And that drops $149 off the full year price. And there are a lot of tournaments going on right now that are going to happen. Champions League, Europa League, the Europa Conference League, the Nations League, of course, all the European leagues like the Premier League, La Liga, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, and Serie A. So, and then MLS in North America. So there's pretty much soccer every single day for 365 days.
Carm, that's a good way to go about it, man. It never sleeps, that sport. That and the CFL, apparently. It just never, it feels like that sport runs 11 months out of the year. All right, guys, I am locked and loaded. I got 2 NBA Summer League top plays up and ready to go. Good opportunity here to hop on board as the Summer League has been interesting so far. And now that we're a couple of games in, we're going to be cutting the field in half here shortly with the knockout stage. Clearly, there are some teams that are much better than the teams that they may be playing here. And yeah, you got a lot of guys jockeying for position right now on teams. A lot of G League players, a lot of two-way contracts. A lot of guys. There are some teams where this means a lot more than to others. That's what you want to take advantage of. And we've got 2 of those games coming up here tonight. You can pick them up. It's actually 2 for $19, as a matter of fact. You can go get them right now at my page at WagerTalk.com. All right, Carm, we got a Derby, an All-Star game, an NBA Summer League. I won't bore you with all of that stuff, and I'm going to run them all down here quick. In the meantime, we'll see you again tomorrow. Art DeCesar will be here, and we'll have more, obviously, on the World Cup as we move along. But thanks for doing this, my man. We'll catch you again tomorrow.
Man. Thanks for having me.
Boom! You got it. That's it. Don't forget, he's got a $5 play up on the World Cup ready for you now with France and Spain. He's got a 5% top play ready for you guys for the Wednesday match. So take advantage. Head over to Carm's page, wt.buzz/CB. We're going to head and do here 2 minutes worth of Home Run Derby, All-Star Game, and the Summer League. In fact, let's start with the Home Run Derby here tonight as the 40th annual Major League Baseball Home Run Derby, 8 o'clock Eastern time. That's going to be at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. You've got 8 guys going at it here tonight. Now, the thing you need to know most importantly about this Derby is that it's a new format, new old format. They're doing away with that whole clock thing, and now it's going to be all based on swings, which is what it should have been. It was a damn cardio contest for over the last couple of years, which did not favor some of the older guys in the competition, I'll tell you that. But each player will have a minimum of 20 swings in the first round and 15 in both the semis and the finals. But if they do hit a home run on their final swing, well, then they do get to keep going until failure. There is no bracket in the first round, by the way. The top 4 hitters advance. And then they're going to be reseeded there, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, for the semifinals. And that's all going to be based upon their first round totals here. So first round tiebreakers, by the way, decided by home run distance and a 3-swing playoff, if that eventually comes down to it. Now, a lot of ways you can approach what's going to happen here tonight. I believe they have a lot of different props on it. You can go head-to-head. You have exactas. You've got outright winners. A lot of different ways to bet the Home Run Derby coming up here tonight. It is kind of hard not to like Junior Caminero, who was the runner-up a year ago. He also is a guy at not a bad price here, though he's getting a ton of love here. Schwarber, also good. Bryce Harper, Ben Rice, Wilson Contreras. I don't blame anybody for betting Junior Caminero to win this thing. He's got the fastest bat speed. He's got some of the hardest hit balls, exit velocity. He's the hardest swinger in Major League Baseball right now, close to 80 miles per hour. So, yeah, he can hit it. He can hit it a long way. Citizens Bank Park, very power-friendly to left-handed hitters here tonight. As far as the All-Star game goes, listen, the favorite is the National League, and it's for a reason. The problem is, who the hell is pitching? Who is playing in these games? Who in the hell really wants to be there? They are slowly but surely becoming unwatchable with guys that are opting out. They snubbed Wheeler. He gave him the middle finger when they asked him after, for a third slate of guys because they needed injury guys and to fill in. This thing is becoming such a hot mess right now when you don't have any of the best arms pitching or at the All-Star game. Schlittler is not pitching. Wheeler, we told you, he's not even going to be there at this point. Skeens isn't going to be there. Ohtani's not. None of the major arms are going to be there or are going to be throwing in this game, which means very hard to consider either side, but I do think the National League has got a leg up here in a National League park over the American League. Now, the NBA Summer League alive and well. I've been telling you guys about what is happening there. Couple of opportunities. Again, I think some big opportunities because right now you've got a couple of games here tonight on the board where, for instance, the Knicks are terrible right now. I mean, they are not good. They do not have a very good team at the Summer League. The Pistons, though, they still have a little something to play for here, which is why you're starting to see a lot of money come in on them. Definitely some teams that are a little bit ahead of the curve, while some teams who are 0-2, filled with a bunch of young guys that are just happy to be in Vegas for the last week or so, might be mailing it in. Also, top draft picks. Teams usually sit guys like Dybansta and anybody else the third straight game. I don't know that Peterson's playing tonight for Utah. Dybansta, they gave him a couple of games to play. That might be all you see of some of these guys. A lot of what you're going to see from this point on is going to be a whole lot of two-way guys, guys that are looking to make rosters, G League players, guys that are looking to continue their career with a shot in the NBA. You got some teams that have a lot of guys already with experience in the NBA that didn't play. So there are some angles to have here, but I do think the Atlanta Hawks are another team that you should take a look at here tonight against the Celtics. And that's is all you need to know. Coming up on this Monday here is the Home Run Derby tonight. You've got the NBA Summer League going. You've got the All-Star game tomorrow. And, of course, the World Cup. It also will give us an opportunity to take a look at some of the revamped win totals in Major League Baseball. We're going to do that tomorrow. Art DeCisa will be here. Also, we're going to start talking a little NFL win totals. Art's got all the data for you. We're going to start breaking some of that down as we have a couple of more days before Major League Baseball kicks back up there. One game on Thursday, then a full slate on Friday. So in the meantime, get ready for some football, guys. It'll be here before you know it. And that'll do it for us today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Come back. Talk to us again tomorrow. Art DeCisa, Carmine Bianco will be back. We're going to dive into those semifinal matchups here. And hopefully, not hopefully, we're going to cash a few tickets for you. So appreciate the time as always, guys. Come back and join us tomorrow for another edition of the best betting show ever.